Hello, friends and neighbors. This is Ted and
Debbie.
Going to do another series of boyfriend-girlfriend questions. The last try was sort of a failure because of several factors involving the camera placement and me doing things that, well, first off, turning it off in the middle of the recording by accident, and also Debbie didn't like it when I showed her middle, which is not showing now.
Thank goodness.
But the recording showed that, and then I, of course, turned it off in the middle. So we're going to start again with some questions, and hopefully this will work out so that we can post it. So I'm going to start, and the question is that both of us are sci-fi fans. I come from a Star Wars perspective, Debbie from a Star Trek perspective, but I have a favorite sci-fi movie of all time, just a single movie, so I'm going to ask her if she knows what it is.
And I do. It is War of the Worlds.
Yes, that's correct. War of the Worlds, the original, from the 50s.
Okay, and I'm going to ask him a question. Mine's just generic. When was the last time you watched television?
Last night, with you.
Oh, with me? You're sweet. Your turn.
Okay, I read a lot of terrible books. Sometimes it takes me forever to get finished with them. And sometimes I read others while I'm reading one that's difficult to get through. I've read The History of VCRs, Das Kapital, The History of Russia, Last Exit to, I believe, Brooklyn, and other books that people say are difficult to get through. So what book am I working on now that's difficult to get through?
Okay, the one he's working on is King Arthur.
Right. The original version, which is in Old English and is very lengthy, the unabridged.
He's so intelligent. He's so, he's not bookwormy, but he's just so, he likes to read and be informed and things like that. And he's just so into it. He's so sweet and so cute. And then he's so smart. He's so intelligent. Cute and smart.
You're cute, smart, sweet, and everything good.
That would be you.
No, that's you.
Okay, I guess it's my turn. I asked him a question about when was the last time he watched television. He answered that question. So now my question is, when you were watching TV, what was on?
Debbie was looking through the channels to find something about the 50th anniversary of the March to Washington by Martin Luther King Jr.
1963. And Reverend Al Sharpton was there, Jesse Jackson was there, and a host of other big names, and of course Martin Luther King III was there. So it was, lots of things happening. They told you about the atmosphere of things, of that era. They were telling you about the atmosphere of that era. They showed where dogs were sicked on them, where the hoses were turned on them, and that kind of force of water coming from a hose was literally ripping the clothing and flesh from their bodies. So that's just part of the climate, and people were terrified, scared because their lives were in danger, really. So anyway, and not only was it the African Americans, well, they were calling them back then Negroes and blacks. Today, our politically correct term is African American, but not only African Americans, but a quarter to a third of the march was whites. So there were a lot of whites there, and they were putting their lives on the line as well. So anyway, next question.
Debbie and I have been together for a little bit of time, although it doesn't seem like very long. We have been together for some time now, and there's something that I'm always afraid that whoever I'm with will stop doing, once they get comfortable in the relationship? And what is this that I hope she does not stop doing?
Oh, well, he says that he never wants me to stop fixing up, dressing up, and I guess, trying to look nice for him.
And she does always look wonderful.
He's sweet and wonderful and cute. And I guess my next question is, we just had the last time we were together, we had a boyfriend week, the extension of boyfriend week, and we had an entire week where we did quite a few things together. And my question for Ted is, what do you remember most or best or worst about that time together?
Well, the best was when it started. The worst was when it ended. But the memory I have is going to the casino. We went to a casino the first time either of us have actually been inside a casino where the gambling is taking place and such like that. So we got to watch people lose their money, etc., and so on. But unfortunately, the casino was sort of a long walk away from the entrance, and these security people gave Debbie a sort of a little rough way to go about something. What was that?
Oh, they would not let me. Okay, I had on high heels that day, and they were like about 5 inches. They were a Christmas gift from my boyfriend Ted. Oh, gorgeous shoes. They're like 5 inches tall. Yes,
Debbie was really fixed up and looked wonderful as always.
Oh, and remember the dress? If I can, I'll put a link at the bottom for the video that I talk about, or the bottom, or the top, or the side, or wherever the link goes in the information box, showing the video where I showed you the dress that my boyfriend bought for me. And I wore that dress that night. It was just, I loved it. And everywhere I went, I got compliments on it. But anyway, I think I'm getting off track. I think the question was, the security people gave me a hard time about something. And what it was like I said, I had these sparkly shoes on. They were sparkly full heel pumps. And they were 5 inches, the heel was 5 inches tall, and I took them off. The mall people security stopped me and said, no, you can't walk around with no shoes on, you've got to put your shoes back on. And I was like, my boyfriend was like, okay, her feet are hurting, and they were like, you need to put your shoes back on. Okay, so I had to put my shoes back on, and every couple of feet we had to stop so I could relax my feet for a few. So my boyfriend was good about stopping. He was sweet.
Well, you're always wonderful. Your last question, I guess.
Okay, my last question is that we visited, Ted&Me visited, or would that be I? Ted and I, right? Yes. Ted and I visited Lima, Ohio, and we went down there. Ted was looking at purchasing a vehicle, and he went down there, checked on it. Actually, he did decide against it, but he went down to check on the vehicle, and the verdict was still out on that. We coming back, and we stopped at the gas station and got me an icy, and then I'm a klutz, so I spilled the icy all over me and all over Ted's car. So we had to pull over to the side of the road, and we had to stop. So my question is what happened next?
Well, the Ohio State Police stopped to see what we were up to, and I guess upon finding out that there was nothing really going on, they just asked if we were all right. Maybe they stopped to see if our car was broke down, but that was really all there was to it. So I guess my final question is we pose and take a lot of pictures and things together and of each other, and there's one particular pose that I will catch and make of Debbie that she does not really like me to have her posed like that. And what is that particular pose?
Well, from my standpoint or yours?
From yours.
Oh, okay. Well, for mine, I'm not particularly fond of my belly shots. I mean, my BF has an incredible flat ab, strong core belly. Mine doesn't like that, but I'm working on it, and maybe in several thousand years, when I'm comfortable with it, maybe I'll put it up. But right now, I'm working on it, so no belly shots, please.
So I guess this is the end of our questions, and as the very end, the very last thing before, as we say goodbye, we are going to have a belly shot of Debbie.
Oh, no,
So
no,
here it goes.
No.